Hello everyone, this is African Mom's World, and today I take you on a tour of our coffee farm that has several other crops. I will give you tips on how to intercrop to maximize on the space and make profits from the different streams of income from the coffee, which is a long-time cash crop harvested once a year, but also from the other short crops which are harvested after 3 to 4 months. Groundnuts, sweet potatoes, soya beans, beans, and also green grams. These berries are not harvested daily. We harvest them once a week, and that is on Fridays, because the factory is about 5 kilometers away and it only opens once a week. This harvesting also takes place just once a year, and that's why the idea of intercropping came in. I really enjoyed working with these ladies, as we reminded ourselves of those days when we were young and enjoyed ourselves as we picked the coffee berries. It was not that easy. We really had to work hard. Out in the hot sun, scorching sun. Enjoying in the coffee plantation. It's harvest time. We have harvested the berries, but as you can see, there are still some to be harvested over the week. This is the green gram plantation inside the coffee farm. It has been well weeded, and the timing was good because the rains are now about to disappear, but it has already put on pods. So this one, we expect a good harvest. I think you need to try it. Farming can be very beneficial. It's also fulfilling. Wow, beautiful, very nice. Now this is what I was telling you about. Intercropping can be done in between the coffee farm. These are green grams. Just see how beautiful they are. Yellow, nice flowers. And it's just not those flowers, but now the pods are just about. In fact, they have already put green gram pods. So the green grams are already getting ready. And for sure, this one, the harvest is going to be good. Just look at those pods. The more the pods, the more the green grams. So planting coffee as a cash crop is not bad, because you still continue with the short-term crops like green grams. So these are groundnuts. This is a whole area full of groundnuts. Again, inside the coffee plantation. So as we are harvesting the coffee, our groundnuts are also doing well. This is how they look like. You can see some of the leaves are looking green, and there are some that are looking as if they are aging. Actually, this just shows that the groundnuts are maturing. So the secret to this is that we put soil around the groundnut as it's growing. Immediately it begins flowering. You put about 2 or 3 times, because the more you put, the better it is for the groundnuts. More groundnuts will be harvested. So these are 3-month groundnuts, but you can also have another variety that goes for 4 months. So these were planted in September, so it is expected to be harvested at the end of December. That is 3 months. And these are really good crops because they can help you in several ways. One, you can eat them as a breakfast with your tea. You can also just boil them, put in some salt, and just peel the pods as you eat them. You can also grind them into a powder and put into your vegetables, especially the indigenous vegetables like kunde, and that adds value as you eat your vegetables. But you can also make that thick paste and be able to eat with them other starchy foods like bananas. They are very nutritious. They have some good fat. But if you are privileged enough, you can also make it as a business, sell either the groundnuts themselves or make them into a paste and make groundnut paste. And you are able to get some good money out of it. So do not hesitate. Just one groundnut can give you quite a lot of money. Try it. It will not disappoint you. It was a tiring day. I just had to find a space to sit down. So this is also another type of crop that you can intercrop with the coffee plantation. These are sweet potatoes. Very good for breakfast and mixing with other foods, especially legumes like beans mashed together. You can also make chapati if you're in Kenya or Africa. They make very good lunch where you can take it with sour milk or, as I have said, breakfast with your tea. So you can intercrop it with the coffee. For example, these ones are yellow and white potatoes mixed. As you can see, we have made small hills and planted on them so that you can get bigger potatoes. Then these are short crops. That's why we are intercropping them. They take actually 3 months and you have your potatoes. These are soya beans. Soya beans are good for making grounded to make a form of a beverage, and then they can also be ground into a powder and used to make the famous mandazi or chapati. They are also good for making chicken feed. And as you can see again, we are in the coffee plantation. These are a bit hardy, and all they need is just a little mildew for them to grow. They actually don't need a lot of rain. Even fertilizer, if you do not have fertilizer, they can still grow well because they themselves affect the soil by being good manure. They can grow taller than this. It all depends on the breed. But as you can see, the taller they become, the more soybeans you will get. So if you have any space, don't hesitate. Just plant soybeans inside or outside the coffee plantation. So if you have a coffee farm, don't just leave it idle. Look for crops that can be intercropped within the coffee as you wait to harvest the coffee berries. In between, you're also harvesting your potatoes, your green grams, your beans, and other crops like mbaazi.